This is an electric scooter, so obviously it does not come with a combustion engine, but it still gets engine braking. And it does not have multiple gears, but it still gets better in-gear acceleration. I wonder how that happens. You've seen the Ather 450, the 450S, the 450X, and now we have the 450 Apex. This is a special edition model which has been produced to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of Ather, and it gets some very interesting upgrades over the regular 450X. Plus, it also has an eye-watering price tag. So, what has changed? Is it any good? And should you buy it? These are some of the questions we will answer in the next few minutes. Now, the first change in the 450 Apex that you will notice is in terms of how it looks. The design and the overall dimensions are still the same as before, but it gets this new Indium Blue color scheme, and it is the only color scheme in which you can get this 450 Apex. And spoiler alert, because I like the color blue, I'm really impressed by this new color scheme and how it goes so well with these orange accents on the alloys and on the panels at various places. So I really think that this is a very good looking option. It's a refreshing kind of color in my opinion, so it is definitely going to look unique, and it has been finished very nicely. Ather people call this a kind of satin finish, and it is actually very good to touch as well as look at. And over here you can see that the rear panels now are kind of transparent. You have a slight blue tint to them, but it allows you to see the beautiful and neat packaging on the inside. You can see the orange frame from this. It is definitely a unique touch to the scooter, which I like in principle. As a concept, I like how nicely it has been done. The quality levels are good. You don't find any bad panels or any kind of lack of craftsmanship here, but I'm not 100% convinced if I like this aspect of the design. I think if the entire scooter was in that solid color, I would have definitely liked it a lot more. But then again, design is subjective. I would love to know your opinion on whether you like this color scheme and whether you like this transparent panel or not. To me, this reminds me of those toys we used to have as kids of cars with transparent shells so you could see the workings inside. Now, Ather has not just slapped on a new paint scheme on the Apex and called it a day. They've actually given it a slightly more powerful motor, which is now 7 kilowatt instead of the 6.41 that you see on the 450X, which has resulted in a higher top speed. So the 450 can now finally do a top speed of 100 kmph. The torque remains the same, but now you have a new mode, Warp Plus. Warp, we already know, is very quick. It gives very nice acceleration, but the Warp Plus takes it a step further. So the claimed 0 to 40 kmph time has gone down to 2.9 seconds. And out on the track, this scooter definitely feels quick. But what is more interesting is the fact that the torque is now available to you for a longer duration of time, which means that even while going at, let's say, 50 kmph, when you pull on the accelerator, the 450 lunges forward as if it has loads of torque and loads of meat available to it for it to go even quicker. So that is one thing I really liked, and you get that thrill of riding an electric scooter from this even after all these years. So that is a good addition. But the best part is that it now gets something called as Magic Twist, which basically means that you now have a new way of regen. So in most of the electric two-wheelers, the regen kicks in, including the 450X, the regen kicks in below 80% of battery charge. Above that, the regen won't be working. But with the Magic Twist, the regen braking is available even when the battery is fully charged. This has been enabled due to some mechanical magic done by the Ather engineers. So you get regen all throughout the battery range, and you have a negative throttle which you can use to slow down the scooter, and even the braking force has been increased by a whole lot. So you can use the regen brakes for a lot of your normal riding needs. You don't have to touch the brakes, and Ather is planning to increase it to 100% so that you can rely on the regen for most of the part. So in cars you see single pedal driving. Here Ather is planning to replicate what would essentially be called as, I guess, single throttle riding. I'm still confused on that. Now at the start of the video, I mentioned that this has engine braking, and that is what I was talking about. The twisting of the throttle in the other direction feels as if you're using engine braking on an electric vehicle, and even the presence of torque for more of the power band means that you have better acceleration at higher speeds, which is very much akin to what we call in-gear acceleration. So that was, I really like that Ather is bringing those familiar internal combustion engine related terms and shenanigans to electric vehicles. And altogether, out on the track, this scooter was a whole lot of fun. It still has a very good chassis and suspension that you can push and throw around into a corner, and the scooter will not mind. The tires were brilliant, so all of that is old news. I had a lot of fun on this little track with the Ather 450 Apex. In fact, while using the regen braking into corners, while it is not enough to slow you down to a complete halt, but it did not unsettle the scooter, which I like. That the brakes do work, but they're not jerky, they're not going to unsettle the scooter, which is what you would want. The only thing that people will have to keep in mind is that while using this regen braking, the brake lights do not turn on. And now this is not something which is in Ather's hands, it's something to do with homologation and the rules that we have. So that is something that you will have to slightly bear in mind, that when you're using these brakes, the brake lights do not turn off. So the people riding behind might not necessarily know that you have applied the brakes and are slowing down. And mind you, the Warp Plus mode on the Apex replaces the Warp mode, so you no longer get the Warp mode, you get the Eco, Ride, Sport, and then you go straight to Warp Plus. On top of this, because of the new regen system, the claimed range has also gone up slightly by about 7 kilometers for the claimed range, and the true figures which Ather shares, it has gone up by about 5 kilometers. So not only is this quicker and faster, it is also slightly more economical in terms of its range figures. As for the charging times, well, they are the same as the usual Ather 450X, because this gets the full 3.7 kilowatt hour battery pack. So that is why the charging times are pretty much similar. Because this is a special edition model for the 10th year anniversary, it will only be in production till October of 2024, and Ather plans to start deliveries by March of 2024. And now for the price, and there really is no easy way of saying this, but it is a bit expensive, considerably more expensive than the 450X. Are the new features worth the extra money? Well, I will say that they definitely work well, and I really like the magic twist, how easily I was able to adapt to it and how well it worked in all these various conditions. So that is really good. But I think this is still going to be a product which people who are maybe enthusiasts or people who like to collect all these special pieces of equipment, they would be willing to shell out that extra money. However, what I am really intrigued about is seeing the magic twist on more Ather offerings. Right now, Ather says that it is not backwards compatible with the existing products, but I'm pretty sure now that they've got this tech working so well, it would make an appearance in more affordable offerings from the company. And that is going to be really exciting for people who want more range, want a better riding experience, a more engaging riding experience from their electric vehicles. Well, that's all for today and for this video. If you like this information, if you like the scooter, then do hit the like button. Comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions. And as always, make sure that you are subscribed to our channel for more such automotive content. This is Akash Paul signing off for now. Bye-bye.